Let us continue with our video of Unit 5. That is what in this video we are going to see how relational database will help for information retrieval. Now, what is our information retrieval? We want to retrieve some information, but will my user be satisfied with any kind of the information? No. What the user want? User want only relevant information. Okay. And from where I am going to retrieve it? From a large collection of data. Now, what is my goal? As I told you, user is never satisfied with any kind of the information. User want most relevant document. If your answer is satisfying user's information need, then only user is going to give the proper relevance feedback. Okay. Now, what are the examples of our information retrieval system? Web search engine, library databases, document management system, like this. Okay. Now, relational models in database. What is our relational schema doing? It is a way of structuring data into tables. And what is the another name for this table? Relation. Means whenever you are making use of tables to store the data, it is called as a relational model. Okay. Means you are storing your data in the form of rows and columns. Now, what are the key concepts? Table, that is what the relation, and it is representing entity. Entity means what? Anything that is existing in the real world. It may be a customer, it may be account, it may be a student, anything that is existing in the real world. Then whatever are the attributes of those entities, those will be what? Columns. Those are representing the columns of your table. Okay, that is what the properties of the entities. Then every entity is identified by some unique value. That is what? Primary key. So because of primary key, every row is becoming unique. Okay. For example, as I told you, customer, if customer you are taking as an entity, then customer ID will become the primary key. Account you are taking as an entity, then account number will become the primary key. Now, foreign key links tables together. Yeah. Now, in customer table, what I will do? Already you have learned it in the database. What I will do in the customer table? I will store ID of that customer, name of the customer, then his address, etc. Then in account, what I will do? I will store the ID, then account means the bank name, then start date, then what is the deposit, etc. Now, what are the common columns that are existing in these two columns, ID and ID? So, this is the column which is linking two tables together. Now, what happens? Primary key of one table becomes foreign key in another table. Now, here customer ID is a primary key in customer table, but is customer ID primary key in the account table? No. In account table, what is the primary key? Account number is the primary key. Okay. So, here this will become the foreign key. So, the primary key of one table is becoming the foreign key in another table. And because of this foreign key only, I am able to join the customer table and the account table. Okay. Now, so foreign key will help me to link the table together. Now, what is the need of information retrieval in relational databases? Relational databases are well structured but do not inherently support unstructured data. Yeah. In relational databases, we are having everything structured. Everything should be stored in the form of rows and columns only. I am not going to support here the documents and the images. Okay. Now, IR systems are needed to handle unstructured as well as semi-structured data. IR system is not totally depending on the structured data. IR system should be capable of handling unstructured data as well as the semi-structured data. Okay. Now, how I can integrate information retrieval with relational database? Now, how I can do it? I know that in my relational database, I am having what? Table. Okay. In that table, I am having rows and columns like this. Okay. Now, in my IR, My data may be unstructured or semi-structured. Now what we can do? How we can relate this relational database with IR? What we are doing is, in my every row of a database, I will store one document. Okay, so like this I am relating the database and the IR. So what we are doing, how we are representing the document? Treating document as rows in your relational table. Okay, and indexes means what? Using indexes only I am optimizing my search operation. Now based on the text, you can take the full text indexes, or even because of the database I can make use of the B tree and hash indexes for the structured query. And how I am going to process the query? Yes, whatever is the user query, that query should be converted into SQL, structured query language. Then only I can retrieve the data which I am storing in the form of a relation. Now, tables, that is a relation for the document representation. What I told you, the document table means what? It is containing the metadata about each document, and the term table is what? It may have the data related to your term. It may be the term frequency or the document frequency or the position of the particular term in that document. Now by seeing this example you will understand what the document table is doing. It will have ID of the document, what is the title of the document, and who is the author. The content of the document are not stored in the table. Here I will create a pointer which will point to the actual document where the contents are present in unstructured form. Okay. Then the term table. Here the term and the document ID in which the term is existing, and what is the frequency of the term. So what you understand by seeing these two tables, IR is containing raw data. That raw data as it is I can't store in my relational database. Okay, what I should do in relational database, I am expecting table, I am expecting data in the form of rows and column. Then in that case I can only store the metadata of my document in the tables. Okay. Now how I can process the query? What we have seen, now using this relational database I want to retrieve the information. Okay, user will pose a query. Now if that query is in natural language, will my relational database work on that query? No, that query should be converted into the structured query language. Now here how the query will try to retrieve the document? Based on the frequency. Okay. Now for example, listen, I want to find all the document that is containing the term IR. Then what we should do? We should join the document table as well as the term table, because term is present in which table? Term table. Okay, and document ID is present in which table? Document table. Now what we can do? Select the document title and document author from documents. Join term. Document and term should be joined. But what is common in both these tables that will make me join? Document.document ID and term.document ID. Yes, document ID is the column that is common in both of these tables. Okay, and where terms.term is equal to IR. So like this you should convert your normal query, find all the document that contain the term IR into structured query language. Then only you are able to integrate relational database in information retrieval process. Okay. Now how you can rank your results, how you can find out the relevance. Now the best solution to find out the relevance is what? The frequency. So here the term frequency or inverse document frequency you can use as relevance score. Now how your query will be modified? Select document.title, sum terms.term frequency as a relevance score. Okay, whatever is the sum of all the frequencies, okay, that I will take as a relevance score from documents, and again the same process. Okay, join terms on document.document ID is equal to term.document ID, and where term should be IR as well as the retrieval, and how you can group by the document ID and order by relevance score in descending. Why you are going by descending order? Because the most relevant document that you want on the top. Okay, so like this you can integrate your relational database in information retrieval process. Thank you.